Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Rama, and in today's video, I'll be breaking into 5 tips and tricks that every player, whether you're level 1 or 1000, needs to know for Grand Theft Auto Online. This first trick is one that's honestly a lifesaver, and once you learn about it, you'll remember it whenever you need it. That being the atomizer. This is a weapon that most people buy, have a little bit of fun with, and then completely forget about. However, in the time of need, the atomizer is one of the most useful tools in the game. First of all, if you ever have a vehicle that got stuck, it's very useful to just unstuck the vehicle. You can imagine how if this Banshee was stuck on a tree or I beached a boat accidentally, I can use the atomizer and fix whatever I have caused a problem with. This is really, really nice when you're doing missions, heist setups, or heist finales, where you need to bring a vehicle or boat from point A to point B, and you screw up somehow, you flip a trailer, or a great example is the Pacific Standard heist finale, where you need to bring a boat all the way over into the ocean. Sometimes you'll accidentally beach the boat. And the atomizer is a great tool to just use and get that vehicle back in the water. So that's one of the first really useful things about the atomizer, is that whenever you get something stuck, it's a great tool without having to drive another car into that vehicle to get it unstuck, which is absolutely fantastic. But it gets even better. See this big old bush here? Well, normally, trying to climb over this would be impossible. It's literally double, if not triple the height of my character. I can't get over this. But with the atomizer, I can easily get over this by simply aiming it at the ground and shooting it. I can get myself actually over this bush. Now, it might take an attempt or two, but once you get it right, just like that, we can see I'm over the bush. I mean, I just climbed up that. That's insane. So if you're ever stuck somewhere or you need to get over a fence or into a property for some sort of mission, once again, using the atomizer is actually a great tool. And because of that, I think it's one of the most underrated weapons in the game. Would definitely recommend to use it more often. The next trick brings us to the Oppressor Mark II. This is one of the most useful vehicles available in Grand Theft Auto Online. Unfortunately, when it gets blown up, you have to wait quite a bit of time to get it back. We can see I've called out my personal Oppressor Mark II here. And let's say for some unfortunate circumstance, it gets blown up. Well, if you would like to get your Oppressor back, you're going to have to first of all call Moore's Mutual Insurance and pay whatever it is. But usually if somebody else blows it up, you don't have to pay. So we go to MMI and we pay $10,000 to get my Oppressor Mark II fixed. But now, let's say I want to call it back. Well, I can't for another 4 minutes and 40 seconds. This absolutely sucks. And it's one of the major things that always makes me tell people that getting a Deluxo or a Toreador or even a Sparrow is sometimes a lot more effective. But there's actually a workaround to make the Oppressor Mark II spawn in way faster. What you need to do is scroll to Service Vehicles and go to your Terabyte. Then you need to request your Terabyte. Doing this, you can now get any personal vehicle you have. I'm just going to steal this car to make it quick and drive over to your Terabyte. So we can see that the Terabyte is literally 0.1 miles away from me. And what's nice is that inside of my Terabyte is my personal Oppressor Mark II, although I suck at driving. But it's just a very easy way to basically get your Oppressor without actually having to wait for the cooldown. There's still like 3.5 minutes left if I were to wait. I need to move the Terabyte to a suitable area. Bro, what is wrong with this area, Rockstar? 1 second. Ah, yes, this is a suitable area. Okay. So after being able to enter your Terabyte, we can see that my Oppressor Mark II is parked right inside of it. So instead of having to wait a 5-minute cooldown to get your Oppressor Mark II back, you can simply call your Terabyte in and then ignore the entire cooldown altogether. This is one of the easiest ways to really not have to care about your cooldown on the Oppressor Mark II. Even if you own more than one Oppressor, it still has a 5-minute cooldown for each one, which is really lame. So this is definitely a workaround. It's something that a lot of people use, and if you didn't know about it, I definitely recommend to mess around with it yourself. Keeping in line with the Terabyte, we also have the Terminal Command Center inside. When sourcing special cargo crates, you should never do it inside of your CEO office building. And the reason why is because Rockstar has added Lupe's missions into CEO cargo. However, they only added it if you source cargo through the office building. Weirdly enough, sourcing cargo through the terminal on your terabyte will not give you this painful Lupe mission. So when you're sourcing cargo, do it through your terabyte touchscreen. And what's also great is that once you've started the source, you can take your Oppressor Mark II right out of your terabyte and fly it to wherever you need to go. It makes completing missions really easy, really quick, and obviously saves you a lot of time versus, slaving away at your office and having to deal with the terrible underwater Lupe missions. Even if you say, well, I just skip it, then you're losing $18,000, so either way, it's a loss. The Ruiner 2000, the first homing missile vehicle ever added into Grand Theft Auto Online. This car is a beast. Its homing missiles are insanely dangerous. It has the ability to jump, even as a parachute. It kind of is the OG of everything when it comes to weaponized cars and oppressors and all that shebang. Now, a lot of people think that the Ruiner is outdated because it only gets 8 homing missiles, it only takes 1 explosion to blow it up. And yes, you would be correct, except for one reason. Going into SecuroServe tab, going to VIP work, and clicking on Fully Loaded allows you to start a mission, which lasts about 20 minutes in total. It will spawn a Ruiner 2000 on your map. And this one is 1.3 miles away. At first glance, it looks like an entirely stock Ruiner 2000, but in reality, it is multiple times stronger in every way to my personal one. We can see that my personal Ruiner 2000 blows up in a single missile, but this one you can keep hitting over and over and over, and it will never blow up. In fact, it can survive somewhere north of 20 homing missiles, which is kind of insane. Not only can this vehicle survive like 20 homing missiles, but apparently I cannot flip it over. Come on, we'll get there eventually. But not only can it survive a boatload of homing missiles, it also features unlimited homing missiles. Yes, you heard that right. So you can just keep shooting them over and over and over. Normally, when you run out of your 8 missiles with the normal Ruiner, you're out. But this one, as you're going to see, just restocks them. Because of that, it makes this Ruiner 2000 basically indestructible, and it's one of the best anti-griefing tools available in the game. If there's somebody trying to mess with you or a friend, you can easily start the fully loaded mission, as long as there's not another VIP job going on, and basically be indestructible. And by the way, even if somebody does blow up your Ruiner, another one spawns. So you basically have 20 minutes of just bullying whoever was trying to mess with you. And because of that, this is not something that you want to get anywhere near. Job warping was one of the most useful tools available in Grand Theft Auto Online. It allowed you to go from point A, somewhere in the city, all the way to the other side of the map in 10-15 seconds and do whatever you needed to. It was incredibly useful. Rockstar has patched this. However, there are other ways to warp across the map in very short amounts of time. And in today's video, for the final trick, I'm going to be showcasing, at least in my opinion, the easiest and best of the bunch. If we take a look on Dynasty 8 property listings, and we scroll to low end, we can see some very cheap ones. And this one here, all the way over in Paleto Boulevard, is $100,000. I am going to purchase this property, and purchasing this property is going to allow me to now have it on the map, so we can see it all the way over here. I don't know exactly what this property is called, though, so I probably should make my way back over to Dynasty 8 very quickly and see just specifically what it's called. Uh-oh. Well, actually, I can tell you the name just by looking at the property. It is Paleto Boulevard. Okay, that's pretty easy to remember. So, if we go over to the Preferences tab, and I scroll until I find Paleto Boulevard, we are going to be able to fast travel there. There you go, Paleto Boulevard. So as we can see, I'm currently located in this city. Let's say that I have a job or some sort of mission that I want to do all the way over here. Well, the easiest way to do that is go to online, find a new session, and invite only. Doing this is going to take around 15-ish seconds. It's going to swoop me over to a new location and fly me down. That's it. Now I'm all the way across the map. And obviously, if I want to go back to the city, all I need to do is pull back up my interaction menu and set it to my office building or my agency or wherever I need to go. This makes it the fastest mode of transportation in the game, because you no longer have to go from point A to point B. Now, obviously, if you do have a job ongoing, it will cancel that job. But if you have a location you need to go, let's say you want to sell your motorcycle club product, or you have the bunker, which is located all the way over here, this is a very easy way to travel over to one of these locations, especially as a beginner, and complete whatever you need to, rather than having to drive all the way down there, back and forth. So, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and let me know if you did. As always, if you learned something new, please consider smashing that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.